Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I'm out here at our Church of Fire property just about an hour before our sermon. But today I have quite a few things that I'm going to be working with. And the first video that I'll start with is going to be the comparison. The comparison that you guys requested. Comparison between the cheapest entry-level AR-15 that you can probably buy right now, or very similar along those range. I have over here, for those purposes, my personal, her name is Karen, AR556 from Ruger. Very basic, very entry level. I was buying this thing, it was like 450, 500 bucks. Now obviously they're a little bit more expensive, but how does that compare to something that is a little bit more serious? Let's say we're getting in a higher end range, $2,000, $2,500, and for that purposes, I have ZEV Core Elite, also chambered in 556. This is their AR-15. I did the review on it, so if you guys want to check it out, it is already uploaded and posted on this channel. So the question is it really worth it? Is it really worth spending $500 more, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 more for your AR-15? What is really the difference between the two? Now, I have to say, this is the second time I'm making this video. It's actually kind of funny. The second time I'm making this video. The first time I started doing this video, it was exactly a week ago on Sunday. I was here with these two rifles going into the video, probably like 10 minutes to the video. And I'll tell you what happened. So, the very first, I'm gonna start with it this time. The very first main difference, and I would say probably it's debatable. You guys can, hey, tell me your opinion. I know not everybody's gonna agree, but to me personally, one of the main differences between the two rifles is how you treat them, is what kind of ammo you are running through them. Cheap rifle, cheap ammo. Expensive rifle, expensive ammo. Cheap, basic level, AR-15. Whatever kind of ammo you want. Steel case, some random freaking Russian ammo, some random freaking Chinese ammo, whatever you want. You're going to the range, you're shooting, you're enjoying yourself. Expensive rifle, expensive ammo. No more weird Russian ammo, no more weird Chinese ammo. Why? Why is it the difference? Why is it important? I'm gonna explain why later, but for now, I'm gonna demonstrate you. This is right here the cheapest ammo that I found, the cheapest 556, steel case, some weird Russian ammo. You see, I wasn't just saying stuff. I'm actually saying stuff out of experience. I'm not gonna even try to shoot it this time out of the expensive one. Why? Because that's exactly what I did last time I was here. Exactly a whole week ago, last Sunday, I was shooting and I said, hey, don't shoot cheap ammo from expensive rifle. And then I was like, I'm gonna show you what happens. One round and it was jammed. And it was jammed to the point where I couldn't continue the video. So now I'm doing it again. Anyway, maybe that was a sign, maybe it wasn't. Let's do some shooting anyway. Yep, it definitely was the sign, because I just got a really bad jam. And the first round that was fired actually did not eject at all, so empty cartridge is still in there. See, that's what happens when you shoot a crap freaking ammo. Oh crap. Look at this. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna shoot cheap Russian ammo through my cheap AR-15, and I'm gonna shoot. Now, it's not fancy, it's not expensive, it's just your standard Winchester, but it's a decent quality, and that's what you want to stick to. At least of a decent, acceptable quality for your fencing. Okay, so let's do some shooting. And And as you can see, compared to the video that I've done last week, absolutely no problems with this cheap, weird steel case ammo without any problems on the cheap rifle compared to the expensive rifle. Now, if I do the same thing with the good ammo, and I'm actually gonna start loading so I can actually do some shooting, so that you can see that it's not really the rifle, I'm gonna try to answer that question and explain why it happens. Okay. The reason why it happens, well, there are a few reasons. First of all, the ammo itself. The ammo itself, the cheaper ammo, the cheaper the ammo, the more of that room for imperfection that you can have out there. All right? So you have two of the same rounds, right? They're all factory, whatever, but one round, just a little bit more powder, one round, just a little bit more pressure generated, one round is gonna have a little bit of a higher velocity, one round is gonna have just a little bit more recoil compared to the other one. Now one round, one case might be just a little bit thicker compared to another one. One bullet itself might be a little bit heavier, a little bit higher grain. It's not that perfect, okay? That is the difference. Now, why does that ammo... Okay, let's get to the better quality ammo now, before I go to the next point. With the better quality ammo, you're gonna be much more closer to that variation. Now, of course, there will be variation in your ammo, in your specs. Yes, you're gonna still have a little bit of a heavier bullet here compared to here. Yes, a little bit more pressure, yes. But the room for that difference is gonna be much less compared to the cheaper ammo. Okay, so now let's try to answer the question, why does the cheaper ammo work in the cheaper rifle? Well, because the cheaper rifle is designed to be the cheaper entry-level rifle, meaning that there is much more room. So it's less performance-oriented, but more of that kind of a variability, right? So you can use any kind of ammo, you can use different kind of cheap whatever, accessories, cheap whatever. So everything is not as tight, not as spec'd to the higher level, to where you need it for your performance, for the rate of fire, for the accuracy, compared to your much more expensive rifle. And this one would be 4 times more expensive than this Ruger right here. Of course, that's not the indication that this is a worse choice. In fact, this is the indication this is a better choice. This is gonna have, you can do a much higher rate of fire. You can be you not can be. If you're a better shooter, you will be more accurate with this rifle. But with that being said, obviously the demands for the ammo is gonna be much higher. So, you've seen my video of me shooting 1 round and jamming this rifle pretty much until I had to go home and do some serious fixing. So now we have a decent quality ammo, and with a decent quality ammo, safety. No problems at all. So this is the #1, I would say personally to me, #1. It's so hot in here, but don't pay attention to my sweating. #1 reason, the difference between the entry level and the expensive rifle is what kind of ammo you're using. So hopefully that video was already helpful in kind of helping you decide what do you want. Do you want a decent, obviously something is better than nothing, obviously, home defense weapon, but also something that you can take to the range and shoot 100 rounds and not gonna break a bank, and actually not gonna break a bank buying. This is so far the best option, your cheap entry-level rifle. But if you want something that is quality, that is not gonna jam out of a sudden for whatever reason, something that you only gonna run the expensive ammo through, this is where it matters. Accuracy matters, rate of fire matters, quality matters. Now we're talking. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Okay, so let's move on to the next difference between the two rifles. Obviously build quality. Build quality will be one of the things, and you will notice whenever you get a cheaper rifle, you will feel almost immediately as you pick it up that, you know, yeah, things make kind of a jiggly wiggly noise everywhere. Everything is not built as tightly as compared to something like this, which, I mean, this still has a little bit of a... I'm actually surprised at how much of a play there is between the upper receiver and the lower receiver. Typically at this price range, I would not expect any play. Okay, so another difference would be in this, between these two particular rifles, obviously, is the way the barrel is attached to the upper receiver. Here, as you can see, you have your standard free-floating barrel, which is a newer design. It's more reliable compared to this one. And here you have the D-ring, your older design, which, I mean, it still works fine. It's still good. It still works. In fact, depending on the ammo, you probably might be even more accurate with your D-ring attached barrel, because it's not a free-floating barrel. But here's the problem though. If you drop this rifle, you pretty much are guaranteed to be done. All right, the accuracy. If you bend this barrel, well, if you bend that barrel too, you're probably gonna be done as well. Don't bend your barrel, okay? So, moving on. All right, now we're talking about the obviously each individual thing. Obviously, whenever it comes to stock, you're gonna have a little bit of a different features. Here, as you can see, it's a very, very basic stock, 6 position. It works, it does the job. Very basic, nothing crazy over here. This stock over here, in more expensive rifle, you would have a little nicer butt stock. Here, as you can see, it's a rubber, all right? Also, here in this stock, you have a locking mechanism. So when you get to the position that you like, you can actually lock it in place. So it's not moving around. You're not by accident gonna like push it forward until you actually press that button, which is kind of the same thing on the other rifle, except there is no locking. But what's the point of the locking? You still can press a button. Anyway, moving on. Another big difference, obviously, would be ergonomics. Here, as you can see, the grip, besides the grip itself being, you know, pretty good, pretty aggressive compared to this one, which is pretty smooth, nothing much. Here you also have a little nice compartment, and most of the times you will notice it in fancier rifles. They do have this little compartment that you can utilize for something really small. For example, let's think of something that you can utilize for that. How do you close this thing now? Batteries, yes. Oh, check this out. Batteries for your accessories, for your red dot, for a flashlight. Pretty cool. Okay, so one thing that you will see the same everywhere is your PMags standard magazines. They're pretty much on every rifle these days. Very good. Another thing you notice obviously between the two is difference in Picatinny rail spacing. Here you only barely have, just for red dot, maybe you can squeeze in, if it's the red dot with the extension forward, you might squeeze in the red dot and the magnifier here. Well, on this thing, like somebody commented, you can mount a satellite dish. There's just that much space. And obviously, besides the Picatinny rail, you also have the M-lock on both sides and on the bottom. There is no M-lock attachments on those. Although I have to say, this is not really, it doesn't really go out for all of the rifles out there, because there's a lot of entry-level rifles out there that do have already the Picatinny rail, as long as this, the M-lock, everything in them, okay? So for the most part, it's really not that different. One of the probably main differences that you will notice between the two rifles, the expensive and the cheap one, is the trigger, the difference in the trigger. Here, I mean, you do have a pretty good trigger, don't get me wrong. On this entry level, for the entry level rifle, this is a pretty decent trigger. Check this out. So, pretty much no play, but there is a little bit of mushiness to it. Let's see. That, you see this, and then a crisp break. So not too bad. But when we're getting into more serious territory. And when it comes to triggers, check this out. I mean, this is probably one of the best triggers that I personally tried on a rifle like this. Check this out. So you have very safe, you know your fingers on the trigger and you're ready to fire. Unbelievable trigger. And probably that would be the main big difference. Obviously you have a quality build of the barrel, quality of the upper lower receiver, quality the way they are both connected, quality in the muzzle brake device, all of these things, sights. One thing that you will notice, probably worth mentioning here, is most of the times entry-level rifles, they already come with the sights, like this one here, for example. Why? Is because manufacturers, they know that yes, you are getting your rifle specifically on a budget, okay, not to break the bank. And obviously they don't want you to break the bank buying the rifle and then buying a separate sight. So they already put some cheap sights on it. So obviously here we have very basic flip-up sight, very basic, and it's fine. It does the job, it works, and a fixed front sight. Again, does the job. Compared to this one, this does not come with a red dot. This is my red dot that I put on it. This one you're getting without anything on it. And again, manufacturers know that yes, you're out there going and spending some serious money because you want the quality, you want as good of an AR as you can get. So obviously you have your own personalized choice for your optic, for your sights. So obviously they just leave it up to you to decide. But the biggest difference again, to me personally, is an ammo. If you're getting, just like with a car, you're getting an expensive car, don't put cheap gas into it. Put a good gas into it. If you want a beater that does the job, the same, decent, still works, yes, it's not fancy, it's not, but it's on the budget, you're gonna save on some gas, that's it. This is gonna be your Karen over here. So let me know in the comments below, guys, if you found this video useful. If not, also let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Firearms of America, sweating out here in almost summer in, wait, actually it is summer, May 22nd. Wait, or is it June? Whatever, it's summer, spring, Florida, it's freaking hot over here. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.